Welcome everyone to the blossoming moment. Welcome everyone to the first episode of Limitless, where we empower women to step into their light and embrace their limitless potential. We are your hosts, Margaret Aberdeen,
Regina Atsu.
and we are exceedingly excited to begin this journey with you. Our tagline is let your light shine because every woman, yes, every woman have a unique brilliance waiting to illuminate the world.
The mission of this podcast is about amplifying women's voices, celebrating our achievements, and breaking down barriers that hold us back. Limitless is a space where we share stories, strategies, and inspiration to help women realizing our dreams. No matter how big or how bold they be, nothing is too much.
That certainly is true, Gina. I just love that. Our vision, I put our vision today is it's just not a buzzword here. It's about finding your organic inner strength, trusting your intuition, and having courage to be authentically you. Through conversations, we'll explore how to overcome obstacles and tap into our true power.
Yeah, this is amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you, Margaret. So, what can people look forward to each week? We're going to be diving into real, unfiltered stories and conversations, breaking the mold. Expect deep discussions. Expect self growth, career, mental health, all the ways that we can support each other. This isn't just a podcast. This is going to be a community. We want you to walk away from every episode feeling. And whether you're looking for advice or motivation, it doesn't really matter. This is just a reminder that you're not alone. This is a space for you. This podcast has come from our own personal experiences. Me and Margaret, we've spoken a lot. We're very close. We've become very, very close over the years, actually. And so there's so many things that have gone on in our lives and our own life, I should say. So we decided to create this podcast to help others heal. And Margaret, would you mind sharing with us a time when maybe the first time you let your light shine, or a time where you felt like you wanted to let your light shine?
Wow, what a question. And I think this is a fantastic kickstart for this podcast, And I do have to have my fan with me because guess what? When I share this part about, my light shining brighter, I just get heated. My light becomes brighter. So obviously one needs a fan with them because obviously I got to cool down. I get so excited about this part. Well, Gina, I'm going to go really right back. A lot of people think sometimes we cannot think back in our childhood, but I think there was a spark in my life at the age of 4. Yes, I was sitting on the beach with my parents. I was in Aruba where I was born. And something amazing happened to me. For me to remember that so clearly, I felt like there was a spark. That's when the spark started in me. And all through my life, whatever I've encountered, I always see a light, like a light at the end of the tunnel. So, but as I, mature in life, I began to realize, guess what? That light is me. I am the light because the reason why this became so, how should I say, enlightening is during a very, very traumatic time in my life, Gina, where I was close to death. And you wouldn't believe where I was, Gina. You would be so surprised. It was in Nigeria. I had a relationship with a guy from Nigeria, and I ended up in Enugu, Nigeria. Is there anything you want to say to that, Gina? I'm giving you a break because I can see the amazement and the
Yes,
yes, please.
I am so excited because I'm in Nigeria too. This is where I'm doing our first episode from. I'm in Cross River State. Actually, we traveled through Enugu to get to here from Lagos, I believe. And Yeah, that's so awesome. I can't believe that you were in Nigeria when this happened.
Yes,
What a
so yes,
fantastic place for this to occur, and how the synchronicity of me being here for you to tell that story is pretty awesome.
yes. So
Carry on,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. The reason why I'm going to say I was it was not it was a very, very, very dark part of my life, very, very traumatic. And I guess some people think when you go through the darkness, that's where you stay, you know. But really and truly, it's when I went to the darkest part of my life, I had something called a near-death experience, you know, where your spirit surfed out of your body and you become like the light, illuminating light. That's what happened to me during this really dark part of my life. I ended up in hospital. I had an emergency. I was pregnant, had emergency cesarean. But during that time, I really felt this illuminating light. As I am speaking, Gina, that's why I said I have to have a fan. As I am speaking, I remember it vividly. That light was so
Wow.
illuminating, so strong that it brought me back. It really brought me back into reality. So when I got back into my body after that near-death experience, you wouldn't believe the beautiful things I started encountering. I mean, not instantly, but eventually.
Mm.
So I just thought I would share that with you. I know we have more
Yeah,
to discuss, etc., as we go through with Limitless. There is more going to be flowing effortlessly, but
yeah,
that's the part that
yes,
I remember
yeah,
wholeheartedly and truthfully.
yeah. That's beautiful. That's really so. God, that's a really powerful story. I mean, I've had meditations where I've kind of come out of my body into like space and I've, detached, but like that what you're talking about is I've no words. It's magnificent. That you literally your light was shining,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
which is perfect, perfect, perfect.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
Fantastic.
Gina, yeah, I have
Is there
written
anything?
about it.
Yeah,
I've
go
written
on.
about it. Yeah, I've written about it. I've spoken about it. I think is it
Hmm.
Choice FM interviewed me also on radio,
Yeah,
Choice FM radio. Yeah, they interviewed me about that part of my life. So it's something that I have shared before, but each time, as
yeah,
I said, it's a very,
yeah.
very powerful awareness that I am the light.
Yes, that is a very, very literal kind of example of you being the light. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to think about. I was thinking about this topic as we were, talking about letting our light shine, and I knew I was going to ask you that question, and I was thinking, when did I truly embrace letting my light shine? And
Mm.
I
Mhm.
and I realized that all through my light has shone.
Mm.
I've had different experiences as a small child,
Yeah.
always being the one that was, in family parties that was just dancing like nobody was watching. That saying that's become really common now. I was doing that since I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I was
Mhm.
always the one that was just kind of always being that on show, not even really for anyone, but just enjoying being myself. It
Mhm.
was really strange, not strange, but it was beautiful. But what I found is as I got older, that light dimmed and
Mhm.
dimmed, and it was all these different things that were happening in my life, and I stopped believing in my own light. Um, and what reignited it for me in more recent times was being in a really low position in my circumstances,
Mm.
and realizing that there was so much more to life.
Of
I
course, yeah.
knew that there was more to life. And then all of a sudden, I just started to let my light shine. I just started to say, there is more to life than this. There's more to life than this. And it was getting through some really difficult moments. It was when I first started The Goddess Within Limitless. I just
Mhm.
had this moment where I was like, every woman has a light within her. Every woman has a goddess within her. And I
That's it,
just
yeah.
started to let my light shine. And people would say to me, when you go into a room and other people are not confident, you need to kind of dim your light a bit so other people feel more comfortable. And
Hmm.
I was like, That
But you know,
doesn't make sense.
Gina, one question that comes to my mind as you're talking, I would like to
Mm.
know, and I'm sure the audience would like to know, specifically what is it that really ignited that light? You know, as you said, from a childhood you had it, you know, but something. Could you give us like an example? What specifically really ignited that? Is there some situation that occurred that really sort of woke you up or ignite you to say, "Oh my gosh, I am light. I am light." Could you just expand on that for us, please?
It's just that for me, it's always been a process. It's not been just one situation. It's been a
Mm,
series of situations. So
mhm,
it's kind of like I was just saying, like, starting the goddess within, that was a
mhm.
spark. That was a
Okay.
spark. That was
Mhm,
me one day sitting down and thinking, there is more to life. There is more to life. And someone saying to me that I'm not good enough. It was actually, when they say to create a diamond, there needs to be a lot of pressure.
mhm.
There was pressure in my life where I was being pushed and squeezed down into feeling like nothing. And then I was
Yeah.
just kind of like, this isn't true. And
Mhm.
there there was a person that was kind of really, every time I saw them, they just were very, very negative.
Yes.
And one day I was kind of like, well, I can't be that bad because you're still around me. What is your problem? Like, if you
Mhm,
don't want to be around me, then don't. And I
mm.
was like, and then I was like, I want to put on something where I can let other women fight from being like, feeling like that. And
Mhm,
I spoke to a mentor of mine, and I was like, I really want to put on I want to put on an event. And they went,
mhm.
well, just do it. So I
Yeah.
went ahead, and I was going to put on a workshop to
Mhm,
help women who feel crushed feel better. But
mhm.
the workshop didn't seem enough. So I made it into
Yeah.
a day workshop. Then that didn't seem enough. And in the end, I created a whole weekend retreat. And I took
Wow.
a group of women away with me to the Cotswolds and had the most amazing time. And that
Yeah.
was called the Goddess Within Weekend Retreat. And that
Yes.
was
Well,
me.
mhm.
That was where I really, really, I actually, you're right, Margaret. That was the time where I really let my light shine. And the
Yes.
women that
Yes.
came away with me had such an amazing, beautiful time that they
Mhm,
said to me,
mhm.
I was blown away
Yeah.
by how they experienced it. A woman came with her mother. That was that was it. It was the beginning of
Mhm,
the Goddess Within. It was me
mhm.
finally saying yes
Hmm.
to me.
Yes, I understand that because for me too, what really touched me too is when I realized too, the light is within me, but the changes, that's why I say embrace the change within. So whatever
Yes,
happens with us externally, if we
yes,
can really grasp and understand things, internally, you are the only one in control of that. So that's one of
yes,
the reasons too that my brand is called Embrace and Change. It starts within because I realize the light is within. It's not outside of us. Yes, we have all this thing, but it's inside of us. And once we realize that, the magic, I have no fear of dying. I have no fear of living. This is one thing
yeah,
after all that near-death experience. When I came out, there was no fear. Before I had the confusion, the fear, whatever.
mm,
But in my life, in this present moment, it's a choice of how I choose to live, you see. And I choose to embrace that light. I choose to really see the light within myself. And from that, if you see the beautiful things that you attract, because once you get to understand that you are the light, lots of beautiful things happen in your life. The people you attract, just as you said, when you walk in a room or when I walk in a room, I just lit up the room. I don't know, I'm just being myself. But they said there is
yeah,
some aura, something that is
yeah,
so brilliant. And I guess
yeah,
all I can say, I'm limitless, I'm light. What else? This is why
absolutely,
this is why this
absolutely.
yeah, this
I
is why it's
I
like
tell
this. Yeah.
you, before we wrap up, I'll tell you a quick little story. So
Mhm.
my company used to be called the Goddess Within Limited because of being a limited company.
Mhm.
And I tell you, Margaret, I couldn't stand having that at the end of the company name. So I
Mhm.
closed that down and I changed it to Goddess Within Limitless because I was like,
Okay.
I just want to be identified with Limitless, and that's been it
Mhm.
ever since. And ever since I changed it, it's changed something in my brain, and now I'm just like limitless, limitless. I just don't see any limit to what I can achieve or do. And some people call that delusional, but I believe you must be a little bit delusional in order to create magic, because you can't believe in magic if you don't have a delusional kind of outlook on life. So that's
Exactly.
just that. But So we
Yes,
are coming to the end of our podcast. And
that's
Margaret,
right.
I have just enjoyed doing this first episode with you. I'm so
Yes,
excited about what we're going to cover and what's going to come up.
right.
We were talking about having a little empowering quote for
Yes, well,
each week.
I was going to ask you that question, so you leave that to me, and I will ask you gaily. Now, I'm going to ask you, what is the
Okay.
empowering quote today, Gina? What is your empowering quote?
Okay. So I love this one. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And that's a quote by Marianne Williamson. And I believe that is why limitless is such a powerful, powerful word, because many people see themselves through their limitations and not through their limitless possibilities. So that's why this quote really rung true for me for today. And what is yours?
Well, my quote is from a person that one of my favorite mentors. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people say I'm a bit like her, because I write verses, poetry, and the way I speak. It's Maya Angelou. And what is so enlightening, my name is Margaret Aberdeen, Maya Angelou. So you see, we have something in common there. This is what I feel. And the quote that really touches my heart immensely. You see, whatever we go to, nothing can dim the light which shines from within. And because you are the light, you see.
Yeah.
That's why I say, because you are the light. And once you realize that, oh my gosh, the beautiful things that comes into your life. And this is why I'm the way I am. I can just see the light in everyone, and because I see the light in myself. So this is one of my favorite quotes, and Maya Angelou is one of my favorite mentors. I even speak like her, and I write verses and things like her, as I said before. Yeah.
Wonderful. That is
Yes.
wonderful.
So we're going to close this because we want to have this short, but we're going to have so much more coming on. So,
Yeah.
so I want to put out to every woman listening, this is your time. When I say your time, it's your time. You are more than enough. You are resilient, capable, and worthy of everything you dream of. So let's rise. When I say rise together as one, let's push beyond limits. And most importantly, let your light shine.
Wonderful. I love that, Margaret. I love talking to you. I could listen to you all day, to be honest with you. I could
Thank
just
you.
sit and just listen to you all day. I love listening to you so much. The way you express your words, your whole beautiful vibrancy is
Oh, she's making
wonderful.
me blush. She's making me
So
blush. I'm
in
getting
the
hot.
next episode, you need your fan again. You need your fan.
Yes.
In the next episode, we'll be talking about the strong Black woman. Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
Where have you heard that term before? We've discovered
Oh
something
my.
deeper, a deeper meaning behind that. And I wondered, we're wondering what comes up in your mind when you hear that term. What is it? What is that? What does that bring up in you? Do you know that term? It's bandied around a lot. Do you believe in that term? Do you think that term's a beautiful term? Do you not like that term? What is it about that term? We're going to break that down a bit more in our next episode. If you want to find out about us, you can follow us on our Instagram, Limitless Wombman, and we will have updates on there. We'll be posting different articles. You'll see so much from me and Margaret, and you can also see where you can follow us individually and things that we're doing. Margaret's books, you can find, if you follow Margaret, there'll be links on there as well for you to follow Margaret. You can get her beautiful books that she's written, and there's lots of stuff we do. So really, really looking forward to that.
Well, I don't really want to stop, because once the river starts flowing, it just want to continue flowing. And when you have the passion and the commitment in your heart, what more can you do from the very start? So with gratitude, I want to say thank you for being here, for sharing the moment with us, and for believing in the power of your limitless potential.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very same from me. And until next time, keep shining your lights.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.